The 13 rarest black people in the world. Unveiling unique beauty. What if everything you thought you knew about beauty was wrong? Around the world, there are extraordinary black individuals whose looks, stories, and courage defy every outdated standard you've ever seen. From models with skin like midnight velvet to children whose viral portraits shook the internet. These are not just faces, they're living revolutions. Today, on Legends of Black Excellence, we're unveiling the 13 rarest black people in the world, and their journeys will leave you speechless. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and get ready to question everything you thought defined beauty. Are you prepared to be amazed? Winnie Harlow, born Chantel Brown Young in Toronto, Canada, on July 27, 1994, Winnie Harlow's journey to global recognition is one of resilience, authenticity, and groundbreaking representation. Diagnosed at just 4 years old with vitiligo, a skin condition that causes loss of pigmentation, she grew up facing relentless bullying from classmates who cruelly nicknamed her Zebra and Cow. Instead of retreating into the shadows, Winnie gradually built an unshakable sense of self-worth, learning to see her skin not as a flaw, but as a powerful canvas that told her life story. Her first major breakthrough came in 2014 when she was cast on America's Next Top Model Cycle 21. While she didn't win the competition, her unique look and self-assured personality captured the attention of global audiences. This exposure launched her career into high fashion, leading her to work with elite brands like Tommy Hilfiger Desigual and Victoria's Secret. She also appeared on the covers of Vogue Italia Harper's Bazaar, and Elle, cementing her place in the industry as more than just a model, she became a movement. Beyond modeling, Winnie has been a tireless advocate for vitiligo awareness, using her platform to educate millions about the condition and to challenge outdated beauty standards. She often speaks about the importance of embracing individuality, emphasizing that diversity should be celebrated, not hidden. Her public speeches and school visits inspire young people, especially those who feel excluded or different, to own their uniqueness with pride. Her social media presence, where she has amassed over 10 million Instagram followers, further amplifies her voice, allowing her to engage directly with fans and promote campaigns centered on inclusivity and representation. Winnie has also ventured into acting and entrepreneurship, collaborating on fashion and beauty projects that align with her values. Have you ever thought about how the world might change if we all embraced our differences instead of trying to hide them? Winnie's influence extends far beyond the runway. She has appeared in music videos including Beyoncé's Lemonade and collaborated with brands in campaigns that merge art activism and style. In 2018, she became the first model with vitiligo to walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion show, a historic milestone that challenged the notion of what it means to be a Victoria's Secret angel. Her philosophy is simple, yet profound. True beauty lies in authenticity. Winnie's success is not just about her striking appearance, but about her courage to stand unapologetically in her truth, encouraging others to do the same. In an industry that once insisted on conformity, she has proven that difference is not only marketable, it is magnetic. Winnie Harlow's story is a living testament to the fact that limitations are often societal constructs. By refusing to be defined by her condition, she has paved the way for a new generation of models and public figures to shine in their own skin no matter how it looks. Her legacy is one of empowerment, challenging each of us to find the beauty in what makes us unique. Slick Woods, born Simone Thompson on August 13, 1996 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Slick Woods grew up far from the glamorous runways she would one day dominate. Her childhood was marked by instability. Her mother was incarcerated for much of her youth, and Slick spent years moving between homes. But those early struggles forged a grit and boldness that would later define her career. Known for her signature shaved head, gap-toothed grin, and unapologetic style, she has become one of the most recognizable and unconventional figures in the fashion world. Her rise to fame was nothing short of cinematic. spotted at a Los Angeles bus stop by model Ash stylist Slick, quickly caught the attention of Kanye West and Rihanna. She became a muse for Fenty x Puma and walked in Kanye's Yeezy shows, her striking features and confident presence shattering long-held beauty stereotypes. She didn't just walk the runway, she commanded it, making each appearance a statement of individuality and defiance. Slick's appeal is more than skin deep. She has been candid about her struggles, from growing up in poverty to facing homelessness and later a battle with stage 3 melanoma. Her openness about these challenges has made her a relatable figure for many, especially young women, navigating a world that often demands perfection. Would you be brave enough to share your flaws and struggles with the world if it meant inspiring others? In addition to high-fashion campaigns for Marc Jacobs Moschino and Miu Miu Slick, Woods has used her platform to advocate for inclusivity and body positivity. She challenges the fashion industry's narrow definitions of beauty, speaking out against racial bias and LGBTQ+ discrimination. As a proud queer woman, she embraces her identity openly, making her a role model for those who see themselves reflected in her journey. Her most headline-grabbing moment came during Rihanna's Savage X Fenty lingerie show in 2018. Slick walked the runway while in labor, later giving birth just hours after the event. That fearless act cemented her status as a cultural icon who refuses to be constrained by traditional expectations. Slick Woods is more than a model. She is a storyteller, a survivor, and a disruptor. By living authentically and embracing her raw edges, she has redefined what it means to be beautiful in the modern era. Her career reminds the world that confidence is not about fitting in, it's about standing out, scars and all. Nikia Phoenix, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Nikia Phoenix grew up in a culture that often celebrated one-dimensional beauty ideals, where her deep brown skin and constellation of freckles were seen as unusual. From an early age, she was aware of how different she looked, and though society sometimes viewed her freckles as imperfections, she embraced them as part of her unique identity. That confidence would later become her trademark in an industry obsessed with airbrushed perfection. Her entry into modeling was almost serendipitous. One afternoon, while enjoying a quiet coffee break, Nikia was approached by a talent scout. That encounter opened the door to a career that would see her work with household names like Coca-Cola, Target, and Old Navy. Her striking features, glowing skin, natural hair, and unapologetically visible freckles made her stand out in every campaign. Nikia quickly became a face that people remembered not because she fit a mold, but because she broke it. In an era when digital retouching often erases individuality, Nikia's natural beauty became a bold statement. She has spoken openly about the importance of self-love, urging people to embrace their authentic selves rather than conforming to unrealistic standards. Her work has helped broaden the definition of beauty in mainstream media, showing that representation matters for every shade, texture, and feature. Have you ever considered that the very thing you feel insecure about might be the feature the world will one day admire most? Beyond her modeling, Nikia is an entrepreneur and creative force. She founded Black Girl Beautiful, an initiative dedicated to celebrating Black women's beauty through curated events and resources. She also uses her platform to mentor aspiring models, encouraging them to approach the fashion industry with both confidence and authenticity. Her portfolio spans print, runway, and digital campaigns, but her greatest achievement lies in the impact she has had on public perception. By proudly showcasing her freckles in an industry that once hid them, she has empowered countless individuals to embrace their own flaws as unique strengths. Nikia Phoenix is not just a model, she is a trailblazer, a businesswoman, and a voice for authentic representation. Her journey proves that the most powerful kind of beauty is the one that refuses to hide. Adut Akech. Adut Akech Bayor's life story is one of resilience, ambition, and triumph against extraordinary odds. Born on December 25, 1999 in South Sudan, during a period of violent civil conflict, Adut's earliest memories are shaped by displacement and survival. At just a few months old, her family fled the war, seeking refuge in Kenya. She spent her formative years in the Kakuma refugee camp, where access to education, healthcare, and basic comforts was limited. Yet even in those challenging surroundings, her vibrant spirit and determination shone brightly. At age 7, Adut and her family resettled in Adelaide, Australia, bringing with them little more than hope for a better future. Navigating a new culture and language wasn't easy, but her mother instilled in her a strong work ethic and the belief that no dream was out of reach. Those values would later carry Adut to the pinnacle of the fashion industry. Her modeling journey began at 16 when she was signed by a local agency, quickly catching the attention of global fashion powerhouses. In 2016, she made her international debut as an exclusive for Saint Laurent's Spring-Summer collection, a rare feat for a newcomer. Since then, she has walked for Chanel, Valentino, Givenchy, and Alexander McQueen, and has graced the covers of Vogue, ID, and Harper's Bazaar. In 2018 and 2019, Models.com named her Model of the Year, cementing her status as one of fashion's brightest stars. If you had the chance to turn your greatest hardship into your greatest triumph, would you take it? Adut uses her platform for more than runway glamour. She is an outspoken advocate for refugees, partnering with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, to raise awareness about the struggles of displaced people. She also speaks passionately about mental health inclusivity and the importance of representation, aiming to inspire young people, especially those from marginalized backgrounds, to believe in their potential. Her journey from a war-torn homeland to the world's most prestigious runways is not just a personal victory. It's a powerful statement that one's beginnings do not dictate one's destiny. Adut Akech stands as a symbol of hope, proving that with determination, self-belief, and opportunity, it's possible to transcend even the most difficult circumstances and leave an indelible mark on the world. Jarialana. Jarialana, often spelled incorrectly online, as Jarialana became an international sensation in 2018 when a set of portraits captured by Nigerian photographer Mofe Bamuyiwa went viral. Just 6 years old at the time, Yare's striking combination of deep brown skin, perfectly symmetrical features, and an almost doll-like gaze drew worldwide attention. Her portraits spread across social media platforms, amassing millions of views and sparking global discussions about Black beauty and representation. Born in Lagos, Nigeria, Jare had no formal modeling experience before the shoot. The photo shoot was initially intended to be an artistic project, blending the innocence of childhood with a sense of timeless elegance. However, the images quickly became iconic, with people across continents calling her the most beautiful girl in the world. The title was less about competition and more about the profound impact her natural beauty had in challenging Eurocentric beauty standards. In a world where light skin and Western facial features have often dominated mainstream media, Jare's rise represented a powerful counter-narrative. Her images, untouched by excessive editing, highlighted the richness of African heritage and the importance of embracing natural features. She became a symbol of pride for many Nigerians and Africans worldwide, proving that global audiences were ready to celebrate beauty in its many shades and forms. Do you think social media is finally helping the world embrace all forms of beauty? Or is there still a long way to go? Following the viral moment, Jare and her two sisters Jomi and Joba, who are also models, began working with various brands and photographers. While her family has kept her public exposure measured to protect her childhood, Jare's impact remains undeniable. She has inspired countless parents to nurture their children's confidence regardless of societal pressures or beauty biases. Jare's story is more than a tale of viral fame. It's a reminder that representation matters, and that even a single image can spark cultural change. By simply being herself, Jarialana helped expand the world's definition of beauty, leaving a lasting impression that will inspire generations to come. Nyakim Gatwech. Nyakim Gatwech, born in Gambela, Ethiopia in 1993 to South Sudanese parents, has become a global symbol of pride, self-love, and unapologetic Black beauty. Her family fled conflict in South Sudan, spending years moving between refugee camps in Ethiopia and Kenya before resettling in the United States when Nia Kim was a teenager. Adjusting to life in America came with challenges not only cultural but also deeply personal, as she faced cruel comments and suggestions to bleach her skin. Instead of succumbing to these pressures, Nia Kim transformed them into her greatest source of empowerment. Her skin tone, one of the deepest naturally occurring shades of melanin ever recorded, quickly earned her the affectionate title Queen of the Dark. In an industry long dominated by Eurocentric beauty ideals, Nia Kim's rich complexion is a striking reminder of Africa's diverse and stunning heritage. She began modeling locally in Minnesota before catching the attention of international photographers and fashion houses. Today, her portfolio includes campaigns with major brands, features in high-profile magazines, and runway appearances that command attention with every step. At the height of her career, Nia Kim has used her fame to advocate for diversity, inclusivity, and the celebration of all skin tones. She is outspoken about colorism, addressing the damaging cultural bias that privileges lighter skin. Her social media presence, followed by over 1 million people, is filled with bold, radiant images and messages, encouraging her audience to embrace their uniqueness. Would you have the courage to turn the very thing others criticize into the crown you wear with pride beyond modeling? Nia Kim participates in school visits, community events, and panel discussions, inspiring young people, especially dark-skinned girls, to value themselves without compromise. She reminds them that beauty is not a single standard, but an infinite spectrum. Her advocacy has resonated worldwide from Africa to the Americas, breaking barriers in both fashion and cultural perception. Nia Kim Gatwech's journey from refugee camps to international runways is more than a personal victory. It's a rallying cry for self-acceptance and cultural pride. She stands as living proof that the world's true beauty lies in its diversity and that embracing our authentic selves is the most powerful statement we can make. Khoudia Diop, born in Dakar, Senegal in 1996, has become one of the most recognizable faces in global fashion, not just for her talent, but for the deep, luminous richness of her skin. Growing up, Khoudia faced relentless teasing and discrimination because of her dark complexion. Children at school would call her hurtful names, and strangers often made insensitive comments reflecting a broader societal bias toward lighter skin tones. But rather than let those words define her, she turned her so-called flaw into the foundation of her career and confidence. Her journey into modeling began at 17 after moving to Paris, where she was scouted by photographers who immediately saw the striking beauty in her unique look. Khoudia's breakthrough came in 2016 when she starred in the Colored Girl Project, a campaign celebrating diversity in skin tones. Her stunning portraits went viral, earning her the nickname Melanin Goddess, and quickly amassing over 500,000 Instagram followers within a few weeks. This visibility opened doors to major modeling contracts, fashion magazine spreads, and global brand campaigns. Khoudia uses her platform to champion self-love and challenge colorism both within and outside of the African community. She frequently speaks about her own experiences and encourages young people, especially girls with dark skin, to embrace their natural beauty unapologetically. Her message is clear. Your skin is your heritage, and it is a crown to be worn proudly. If someone mocked you for the very thing that makes you unique, would you have the courage to make it your greatest strength? Today, Khoudia works internationally, appearing in campaigns for brands like Lancôme Olay and more, while continuing to model for editorial shoots in top magazines. She has walked in fashion weeks around the world, each appearance not just a job, but a statement against outdated beauty ideals. From enduring cruel jokes in her childhood to becoming a celebrated fashion icon, Khoudia Diop's story is one of transformation, resilience, and pride. She stands as proof that embracing your uniqueness can turn pain into power, and that true beauty is not determined by society's narrow lens, but by the confidence with which you wear your identity. Ben and Angela Ihegbaro. In 2010, Ben and Angela Ihegbaro, a Nigerian couple living in London, became the center of international headlines after the birth of their daughter, Nmachi. Both parents are black with deep brown skin tones and had already welcomed 2 children, who resembled them in complexion and features. But Machi's appearance defied expectations. She was born with pale white skin, golden blonde hair, and striking blue eyes. Her birth not only surprised her parents, but also baffled doctors and geneticists worldwide. Medical experts were quick to investigate possible explanations. One theory suggested a rare genetic mutation that altered the expression of melanin in her skin and hair. Another possibility was the inheritance of a long-dormant recessive gene from distant European ancestry. Albinism, which affects melanin production, was initially considered, but specialists ruled it out since Machi's hair and eye pigmentation were different from typical cases. The phenomenon was so rare that researchers described it as a one-in-a-million occurrence. Ben and Angela handled the media attention with grace, emphasizing that their daughter was a blessing regardless of public curiosity. They refused to see her as a medical anomaly first and foremost. In their eyes, she was simply their child, a valued and cherished part of their family. How would you react if your child was born looking completely different from what you expected? The Ihigboro family's story challenged public perceptions of race, genetics, and identity. It highlighted the complexity of human DNA and reminded the world that physical appearance can never fully define who we are. Their case has since been cited in scientific discussions about genetic diversity, illustrating that human traits can resurface in surprising ways after lying dormant for generations. Today, while the family maintains a more private life away from the spotlight, their story continues to circulate as an example of nature's unpredictability and beauty. For many, it serves as a reminder that diversity exists even within the closest of family ties, and that love and acceptance go far deeper than skin color. Diandra Forrest. Diandra Forrest's rise in the fashion industry is not just a career achievement, it's a cultural milestone. Born in the Bronx, New York, to African-American parents, Diandra was diagnosed with albinism, a rare genetic condition that reduces melanin production, resulting in light skin, pale hair, and light-colored eyes. Growing up, she often felt caught between worlds. Her appearance didn't match society's narrow expectations of what a black girl should look like, leading to bullying stares and painful isolation during her childhood. However, Diandra's striking features eventually caught the eye of a photographer when she was in her late teens. That encounter set her on a path to becoming one of the first professional African-American models with albinism to sign with a major modeling agency. She went on to work with internationally renowned fashion houses, appear in Vogue Italia, and star in music videos for artists such as Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Her presence on high fashion runways shattered preconceived notions about beauty and representation in the modeling world. Over time, Diandra became more than just a face in magazines. She became a voice for a community often underrepresented in media. She actively raises awareness about albinism, addressing misconceptions, and advocating for the protection of people with the condition, particularly in parts of Africa where harmful myths have led to violence against them. If the world constantly judged you for looking different, would you have the courage to turn that difference into your greatest strength? Beyond modeling. Diandra collaborates with organizations promoting inclusivity and diversity in fashion, pushing for the industry to embrace models of all backgrounds and conditions. She uses social media to connect with young people facing self-esteem struggles, encouraging them to embrace their individuality rather than conform to harmful beauty ideals. Her story stands as proof that representation changes culture. By stepping into the spotlight and owning her identity, Diandra Forrest has paved the way for future generations of models with albinism to be seen, celebrated, and respected not as exceptions, but as part of the vibrant spectrum of human beauty. Jessica Nabongo. Jessica Nabongo's journey is a story of wanderlust, determination, and breaking barriers in the world of travel. Born in Detroit, Michigan in 1984 to Ugandan parents, she grew up navigating two cultures which sparked her curiosity about the world beyond her immediate surroundings. With a degree in English from St. John's University and a master's in development studies from the London School of Economics, Jessica was already well-traveled before she made history. But in 2019, she achieved what few can claim, becoming the first documented Black woman to visit all 195 recognized countries on Earth. Her travels were not just about collecting passport stamps. They were about connecting with people, understanding cultures, and breaking stereotypes about who can be a world traveler. Jessica deliberately sought destinations where Black travelers were rare, using her presence to challenge misconceptions and encourage others to step outside their comfort zones. From trekking to Machu Picchu in Peru, to exploring the bustling streets of Tokyo, to experiencing the stillness of Iceland's glaciers, each country offered her a new perspective on humanity. Along the way, Jessica built a community of over 200,000 followers on Instagram, sharing not just scenic shots but stories of kindness, culture, and resilience. She often highlighted local entrepreneurs, artisans, and women-led businesses, merging her love of exploration with her passion for economic empowerment. If you had the chance to see every corner of the world, would you focus on the sights or the people who make those places come alive? Jessica's accomplishments extend beyond her travels. She is the founder of Jet Black, a boutique travel firm specializing in curated experiences across Africa, and she authored the Catch Me If You Can, a memoir and travel guide, celebrating her journey and offering practical tips for aspiring globetrotters. Her feat is more than a personal milestone. It's an invitation to others, especially women and people of color, to claim their space in the travel narrative. Jessica Nabongo's legacy lies not just in the miles she's covered, but in the cultural bridges she's built, proving that the world is far more welcoming, diverse, and interconnected than we often believe. From the runways of Paris to the streets of Lagos, the stories of these 13 rare and extraordinary Black individuals prove that beauty, strength, and uniqueness have no single definition. They've turned challenges into triumphs, broken outdated standards, and inspired millions to embrace their authentic selves. At Legends of Black Excellence, we celebrate these trailblazers not just for their looks, but for their courage to stand out in a world that often demands conformity. But here's the real question. Are we truly ready to redefine beauty once and for all? Or will society keep clinging to the old rules?